Well, big celebrations ring out in the Wankhede Day in Mumbai and certainly in Bengaluru. Well, Mumbai had really nothing to play for, but it was also a complete off season for them. It was time to be party spoilers for other teams, and certainly they did that, especially to the Delhi Capitals, who were looking to aim for the top four spot. Couldn't do it this time. But for Bengaluru, by luck, I mean, they just move on to the next stages, the big stages, the last four games in the IPL of 2022. They must have been frustrated in what kind of a position they were in if they had all those wins at the end. But luckily, and at the end of the day, all that matters is, are you in the top four or not? Did your other team win that you were like depending on? And that's what really happened. And now they do have a chance to clinch the trophy, isn't it? So now they go join Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Lucknow. Agony for the Delhi Capitals. I mean, it's just not been going right for them at some points. I mean, we'll just come back to that. Let's just get into our guests. Now we have I would say disappointed fan Pawan here. I
Hello.
don't know if he's a happy or sad man, but okay, let's see. Ritam is here. And now we have our brilliant guest who can analyze these youngsters, great players, and all, like in Krishna Gopal. But first of all, let's just have that moment of silence for the Delhi Capitals. And we are done, okay? But I mean, see, how much ever a fan you are of the Delhi Capitals, or even let's just say a neutral fan, right?
Yeah.
They just let it slip out of the glove. And even they let it slip out of the mind. Just remember that review. They let it slip out of the glove and out of the mind. Let's just go to Pawan. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, very poor performance from Rishabh Pant today, and I think the pressure just got over him today because it was a crunch game. Obviously, it was a do or die for Delhi Capitals, and I just feel on this pitch, they lost a crucial toss over that they could have chased. I would feel on this pitch, and yeah, credit should go to MI. I think, especially getting the crucial wickets in the power play as well. Jasprit Bumrah was just outstanding today with his bowling, with his length, bowl those yorkers, bowl those slower bouncers, read the pitch very well. Before the game started, even Jasprit Bumrah was ready to go. He was practicing in the nets, practicing those variations. He was just full game mode today, and I think he did a wonderful job. Wanted to save MI from disgrace after a very poor season, and I think he's done a great job in these past four matches. And I don't know what to say for DC because I mean Punt, a very poor decision. If he wasn't unsure about the review, he should have gone for it. That's it's simple as that. Being a captain, if you're not unsure about a decision, you should. And the rest of the players were just also making him to actually go for that review. And I don't know what hesitated Rishabh Pant from going, not going for that review because I really don't know. So it was really appalling to see that. But yeah, I think the pressure got over Rishabh Pant. Certain players stood out. I think Roman Powell saved us today. He played a brilliant innings. And yeah, I mean, when it comes to bowling wise, I think Khalil did a wonderful job in that power play. So yeah, it was just too difficult, especially with the crowd also full. I think MI and RCB fans both combined together. It was just very difficult at their stadium, Wankhede. I always knew this is going to be a very difficult match for MI. If it was in any other stadium other than the Wankhede, I think Delhi could have got this, but yeah, just full credits, credits should go to MI today, and congrats to RCB as well for clinching the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Mumbai Indians have been really unpredictable this season. They're just like Donald Trump. You never know when he will shine. You never know when he will win. So that's the kind of season it's been for the Mumbai Indians. But now let's just go to the neutral fan here, Krishna Gopal. So first of all, if you look at Pant's wicket keeping and batting this game, it looks like it pretty much sums up the whole season, like how he has been. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, Pant's captaincy, absolutely. I think it's not up to the mark. I think so. I think that Pant's captaincy, next year DC management should give it to try to David Warner because if you can follow last year also against CSK, he did a mistake by giving that over to Tom Curran, whereas there was Rabada's over was still left, but he gave it to Tom Curran. So I think that was a big mistake. This year also same. He repeat the mistake. I think now Warner should be there as a next captain.
So you are going with Warner as next captain, but don't you think maybe changing captains might mess up the formula a bit for Delhi Capitals, Krishna?
Yeah, as I'm seeing the same mistake, na, so last year also, this year also, because so again last match also, if he did a little mistake, but big blunder was that by not taking the review of Team David, because we all know that Team David was in really great form. So I think that Team David review should be taken. So that was a big mistake by Rishabh Pant.
Can
Yeah,
I
and
add to
yeah,
Krishna's point over here? Because Faf du Plessis, as we know, he's 36 years and he's leading this RCB side. So don't forget that age is not a limit. I
yeah.
mean, still we know us. I mean, MS Dhoni is still leading Chennai Super Kings. Faf du Plessis is leading RCB. So why not Warner? Just try him out for 1 or 2 seasons. If it doesn't work out, Pant is still 24. He has age on his side. He can captain Delhi Capitals any day, and he can improve on his batting also if he becomes captain as well. So that's what I'm saying. Just give him 1 or 2 seasons. If he fails, then give it back to Punt. If he succeeds, then well, congrats to Warner. That's it I can say.
Well, I mean, let's just see what happens in the future. Well, I mean, as I said, it's been a not such a consistent season for the Delhi Capitals, but again, let's just see what the future brings us. He's still a youngster, so he still has a lot of time going into the tournament. So now, let's just go to the Mumbai fan, Rhythm. Can you just tell me, are you happy or sad, man? Because RCB moves into the playoffs, and I mean, MI won, so that makes RCB going to the playoffs. So how are you feeling about this? First of all.
Well, first of all, talking about the victory, yeah, it was actually a good feeling today. We have finished the season on one of the highs, and also we actually wanted
Ritam,
to
you are not
We
audible, I
can't
think.
hear your rhythm.
Yeah,
We
could
can't hear
you
you.
Yeah,
increase
yeah,
your volume?
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's better.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying that yeah, I'm pretty happy with the victory, and also to be honest, I wanted Mumbai to not to finish last, as we know the conditions which were given were actually very hard to be coped up with, and so literally today I'm impressed by Team David's performance. First of all, Team David, Ilak Verma, they had a great knock. And Ishan Kishan, the most surprising factor is that Ishan Kishan, he was inconsistent the whole tournament, but he has managed to get into the top 10 highest run scorer in this tournament.
Yeah.
That's a bit surprising one. And also talking about the bowling, Bumrah returning back to his original self, that's a positive factor. Next year with Jofra Archer and him, it will be a little duo. And on the other hand, yeah, talking about RCB's one, man, it actually disappointed me as Pawan said. There were some Mumbai fans who were literally uh, changing the shirt and converting into RCB. It was the RCB fans actually. So literally that one was at the moment my heart got broken into two pieces. That
Well, it happens. I mean, maybe it's just the Kohli factor. It's the Kohli fans right there in the stadium. Well, now let's just go to Rohan. I think I can say the ecstatic RCB fan right now. But first of all, I think the RCB franchise and RCB fans might have been frustrated that they were in such a situation where they were depending on
Yeah.
Mumbai Indians, to win. Good that they did, but what was your feeling going into the game? And how would the fans and the franchise feel right now?
As you said rightly, Varun, not just me, I think every RCB fan is ecstatic. But to be honest, even in case Mumbai had not won today and helped RCB qualify to playoff, I think just the overall season, just like how KKR ended their last game on a high, I know they lost, but to win on a, I mean, finish on a very high note. Same way RCB finally after, I think they won 8 games, 7 of those games, the so-called big three didn't perform. Finally, in that last match, those KGF delivered, you can say. So we could say okay yaar, at least last में तो कुछ अच्छा हुआ, you can say. So we were happy. We won 8 out of the 14, so it's well enough. We would have been happy even if it had ended there and then. But what do you say, luck factor comes in. We saw from that last game just the start where Maxwell took a blinder, then we saw the Maxwell had another luck where the bails didn't fall off. So somewhere we felt the luck was changing a little bit. Virat scored, so certain signs were showing that somewhere something is happening which none of us had seen for so many long years. Though we were ardent fan, we finished last, we got trolled, got hated, we didn't care, but still the belief is there, the loyalty was always there. But when we saw certain things happen, we felt maybe, maybe just that 1% chance. And today Mumbai Indians, I know all those fan clubs that we have in this part of the world, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, all those things got just bashed out of the window there. We just showed we are one team, we are one country, man. Whatever happens, let's support each other. End of the day, it's just a game finally. So hopefully RCB got one factor of luck. I know the coming games are even more tougher, bigger opponents, tougher venues against LSG next. So let's take it step by step. But if you're an RCB fan, enjoy the day. You got something that you finally deserved. I'll say thank you to Mumbai, especially the Wankhede crowd. I know Rhythm said something, but there's nothing that like that, man. They wanted to see something that happens very rarely. So I think the Wankhede crowd deserves a huge round of applause for the chants that happened, that energy kind of showed on DC to do some silly mistakes, I'll say. But end of the day, it was a very good game. Finally, Team David did it. Ishan Kishan started well. Tilak Verma also played sensibly enough. Ramandeep was pretty good. Finally, we didn't know what Ramandeep could do. He hit a couple of boundaries there. So, good signs for MI moving to the next season. As Krishna also was saying, Rhythm said, Jofra joining in later in the next half, hopefully, in case. But still, MI has that good base to work up from, and we'll see a better season next up.
You never know with Jofra Archer though.
Yeah, that I
Being
know. I said
independent,
if. I
changes
said
If
if.
something.
if he's clearly pointing out if, and I think the RCB fans can have a very good night's sleep today. Enjoy your day, have a good night's sleep, okay? And now just going to Madhur. I think you've been waiting a long time, so now let's just go to you. I think as we have seen today, the last over, you needed 4 runs in 6 balls, right? Everyone was revolving around David Warner, not Punt, but David Warner. How did you see this? What was the reason, maybe of the experience, or what was it going around? What do you feel?
Yeah, obviously the experience because as a captain, David has a trophy, but Pant don't has any trophy like a captain. And I'm agree with the Krishna that David Warner will be captaining for DC next season.
All right, so now just going back to Pawan, uh, any concerns on Rohit's dip in form? Like, I mean, we could talk about Kohli in this case, but if you just focus on this game,
Yeah.
first of all, Rohit has no 50s in this season. He's been really inconsistent. I mean, just by saying he has no 50s, I think
Yeah.
that just says it all. So, what do you feel about this?
I mean, it happens in a IPL season, and I think even Virat Kohli also had a dip in form. Kane Williamson also has been struggling this season, so it happens to any batter in form, I would say. But I think Rohit will perform well in India. I just feel still he has the capability. It's just too much for him this season. He's just captain in all three formats. We didn't expect Rohit to captain even in Test also. We didn't see that coming, I think, and Rohit also. It takes him time. Definitely, I think he'll make a very strong case. He'll make a strong comeback for sure once MI play all their games in Wankhede and away. It's still not an excuse. I mean, they still played 3 or 4 matches, but still, I think Rohit will definitely come back next season. It's just that too much pressure, too much media going on him, and Virat Kohli, so much concerns going on. So I definitely think he'll definitely make a strong case. It just happens in a season. It happens. MI's had a poor season. It's not only Rohit who's underperformed, even Kyron Pollard, we have to mention, he's also not had a good season. So when both the captain and vice captain are failing, and Bumrah also didn't have a good tournament as well from the for the first 10 matches until he came back in the last four. So I think most of the MI seniors have underperformed, whereas the youngsters of MI have performed well. So that's the thing that we need to take from MI. That's a positive sign also towards the future also for MI. Is that these players like Tilak Verma, Deval Brevis also played a few matches well. Comes to the bowling, I think Karthika was good. So there's some promises in that MI side, especially in Sky stepping up in few games. So it's good to see the players who are playing for the future performing well. Seniors also to take responsibility, but it happens at a time. So I think definitely next season, I think they'll definitely step up. It happens for a season. Even it happened to CSK, they made a strong comeback. I just feel MI also might make a strong comeback after this season.
Well, I mean, IPL is that kind of tournament, right? Even the biggest of stars can have a dip in form, but again, they just come back roaring like a lion. You never know when they'll come back. As I said, it's like a Donald Trump case. You never know when they might show up. You never know when they'll win. You never know when they'll shine, right? So just going back to Krishna, I mean, so Delhi, I think they lost 3 wickets up front. Marsh, Shaw, and then I think Marsh, Shaw, and Warner, right? Okay, they might have gone to 160. It's a good total. 160. When three early wickets, the top wickets fell down. But just talking about it, do you think they're a bit too over reliant on the top order this season?
I agree. I agree that because last time before Sarfaraj Khan, they were there was I think Mandeep Singh. Then who was that other player? K.S. Bharat. So I think that it was clearly being shown that without Prithvi Shaw, David Warner, except David Warner, there is no one. So I think that dependency on Shaw, Warner and Marsh, because if Marsh was not being there at three, so I think I surely guaranteed that Rishabh Pant couldn't do this anything. So obviously, Prithvi Shaw, David Warner, and Mitchell Marsh are the big backbone of the Delhi Capitals.
Well, I think that pretty much sums up what has happened today. The Delhi Capitals, as I said, in agony. Mumbai and his fans, they're happy. Royal Challengers, Bangalore fans, please go to the RCB cafe and do whatever you like. It's a day to celebrate,
I
right?
think they
It's
made
a
a
day
record,
to
right? A
celebrate.
Guinness World Record that day, right? With the
Guinness World
most
Record for what?
number of runs or whatever. I think between the fans or whatever on a pitch or whatever for 1 hour. Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, they're
yeah.
achieving a lot of things, but one thing they're expecting is the trophy to be in their cabinet. Right now it's empty, 0 rupees, no value at all. So they need the trophy in their cabinet. Right. So now let's just move on to the next game. It's the Punjab Kings versus the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Well, I mean, it's a no game for both the sides, but again, it can be a cracker of a contest since I feel like they don't have the pressure going to the playoffs anymore. They can just play their free game. What do you think about this, Ritam? What do you think about tomorrow's game?
Well, as you have said, tomorrow there's no pressure on both the sides, Punjab and Hyderabad, and also the main what I will say, the captain of the team of Hyderabad is not there due to the birth of his baby. So right now, I will, and also Bhuvaneshwar Kumar returning to the captaincy. But I feel right now Bhuvaneshwar is like literally aging, and I feel that Nicholas Puran should actually try to. Nicholas Puran should have been handed the captaincy. I hope, because actually right now if you see Nicholas Puran will be also be the West Indies captain in the West Indies captain in the next series onwards. So I think he should have actually made request to the management to make him a captain so that he can get the experience. But leaving that right now, if we look at both the squads right now, I will say Punjab Kings squad is looking better just because of the power hitter they had. They have Bhanukar Athapaksha, Liam Livingstone, and you know when Liam Livingstone comes into his dangerous phase, no one can stop him. And Punjab, I think tomorrow they can score over 180 plus score. So I am going with Punjab Kings tomorrow.
Cool, cool. You already said your opinion right there. Okay, so let's just go back to Rohan now.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to Rohan. So first of all, just talking about the Punjab Kings, do you think they have the right balance between the defensive players and attacking players? I think I said this before as well because it looks like they have all attacking players like Mayank, Bairstow, Livingston. This can also be a problem for them, right? Sometimes they can go for maybe 200, and as we've seen, they can go to 110, 120 all out with this kind of a format, right? So what do you think?
I mean, they basically look like the England team in the international circuit, where everybody goes gung ho from the first ball, but nobody's there to do that anchoring job. Maybe what Root would do for England, but he doesn't play T20 much for them. So same way, the only guy who I feel can do that job is someone like a Mayank, but he's not been in such a good form to do that role properly. And also the shuffling around with his opening and number three, number four. So that kind of has taken its toll, where there is no clarity of roles and the proper position of each batsman. And also too much of tinkering with respect to having a Odion Smith at the start and all those things. I think that kind of got them very confused with their proper playing 11. I can say it was not settled, so I think that where they lost a lot of their issues. But the bowling was pretty good, I would say. If you look at an Arshdeep or a Rabada, Rahul Char has come good. Even the young guy Jitesh Sharma has batted brilliantly well. He's exceeded all expectations, I'll say, in terms of the uncapped players. He's not been mentioned as such because maybe of the age, maybe, but comparatively, I think Jitesh Sharma has done really well for Punjab Kings. I think, as Rhythm was saying, I think Punjab start favorites tomorrow. Though Sunrisers, the only reason for them for me to cheer will be Umran Malik.
Well, let's see what Umrah Malik does. He's also in the purple cap race. His speed, his wickets. So let's see what happens tomorrow. And he's also playing in Wankhede. Looks like it's his favorite stadium to play in as well this season. So it's going to be a good one. So now just going to back to Madhur. Which side has the most
No,
balance?
before
Yeah,
Madhur, yeah, let me speak.
yeah. Go on, Aish.
Pawan, hello.
He's gone. Oh God.
I don't know, no, yeah. First of all, I would like to appreciate Pawan for coming live. Okay, no, no, on a serious note, it is
Mm.
not easy. After KKR lost, I know what I went through after that last over. So congrats, Pawan. So not congrats. I respect the fact that you've come live, but that doesn't take away from the fact that DC is shit. Okay, but anyways, congrats, Rohan, man. Uh,
Yeah, it's
congrats, Rohan. But to be fair, I was looking at it that RCB have been actually quite consistent over the past few years in reaching playoffs. Okay, but I have one question for everybody. We talk about Anil Kumble not giving results with Punjab. Okay, why not saying the same for Ricky Ponting? Why not? It's been 4 years. How many years it has been? He's been from 17, 18, if I'm not wrong. Right? 17, 18, he has been here. He's okay, he's been to the playoffs, but he's not won it. And this year they have finished a step back because they generally reach the playoffs. This year they haven't even reached the playoffs. So what's your opinion on this? I'll ask Krishna first. Krishna, what do you think? Ricky Ponting to be dropped? Because you won't
No,
drop
no,
him.
I don't think so.
Why
I
not?
don't think so. Ponting is a best coach, obviously.
But do you
So,
think that
and
Ponting?
as I clearly mentioned earlier, that Pant should be dropped and Warner should be given captaincy.
Why? Why, Krishna? Why? See, Pant is still a
Yeah,
young player,
because
man. You
because
have to
yeah,
rate
I
him.
know that he's yeah, Ayush, I know that he's still 24, lot of chances to be given. But see, he's repeated, he's doing the same mistake again and again. And last year, if you remember, the last match against CSK, he gave that over to Tom Curran, whereas that world class bowler Rabada's over was there. He didn't
No, no,
give it to
but
Rabada.
Krishna, if you remember, Tom Curran had actually bowled well that day. See, I'll tell you something. There are two things. Okay, there is a captain's gut feel, and there is what a logically should do. That Tom Curran decision was debatable. Okay, it could have gone either way. Okay, I feel with Pant, but yeah, one thing I agree. At times he miscalculates. At times he does miscalculate. But this match, I won't blame it on his captaincy. I mean that caught behind, it was out. I mean, I don't know why do I blame on his captaincy? I don't know if you can blame it on his captaincy. That catch he dropped. Okay, that is not his captaincy, na? That is his keeping skill. Okay, so I think all DC, due to some of its fans, have been very unlucky in this match. So yeah, I mean, I won't draw. I think Pant has a lot to improve on. Lot to improve on. But yeah, you back him. But I feel Ricky Ponting. I don't know. I don't know. Ricky Ponting is somebody who gives a lot of freedom to his players. I just hope he is
No, I
not becoming an.
disagree.
अरे यार तू मुझे बोलने दे. But I hope that he is not becoming an intimidating factor in the dressing room. I just hope.
Then suggest
Because
us a coach. If Ricky Ponting is going to leave, suggest us a coach.
Pawan है okay.
No, no, just suggest another coach. Trevor Bellicis or someone
Yeah,
else.
Pawan. If you look at it, there are so many options in the world, man. I mean,
Who
you're
are the options? There
Bailey.
is so many options in the world, but if they're not
I mean, you
interested
have
in
Ravi
coaching,
Shastri,
then
you have
Yeah,
just
You
but
have you
Davis.
have Ravi Shastri.
Ponting is the best coach now. Ponting is the best coach. How can
he
you
has
replace
led us.
them?
He has led us to the playoffs. Why would we try to
But
change
no,
our coach?
this time you didn't even
Yeah,
get to
obviously,
playoffs, na?
because from 2000, yeah, Ayush, because from 2019, where Delhi Daredevils to Delhi Capitals, obviously Ricky Ponting and Shreyas Iyer obviously changed this team. So last
And
year,
DC dropped Shreyas
Shreyas
Iyer.
Iyer was there.
DC dropped Shreyas Iyer. Remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
DC dropped him.
because of Pant only this year this happened.
See,
Yeah, I
Pant,
agree.
yeah,
I
I
agree.
agree, but Pant is somebody you can see. Pant is somebody who you can be prepared to who can be prepared to fail. Like you can still take in some of his failures. But if Ricky Ponting as a coach is not giving you results for 4 years, he's a brilliant batsman, brilliant tactician. But so is Anil Kumble. So is Anil Kumble great of the game. Right. If he's not giving you the results, then why not change him as a coach? Why not?
Then
It's been
what
four
about
years.
what about Mahela with MI? I think that's also that could be game
Are
done as
hasn't
well,
Mahela
being last.
are hasn't Mahela given you results in 2020?
Yeah, but this season the last, no. Then
Are
that
but
proves
only
that
this season, na?
he's run no
Only
season
the, tell
with
me
Pont.
tell me how many trophies has Ricky Ponting won as a coach? Tell me.
Remember what he did with MI? He has won trophies over there as well with Mumbai Indians. He
Man,
came here as Delhi.
he was a player. He was a player that year. He was a captain, not as a coach.
Also, Ayush, that season he renounced his captaincy and Rohit took over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was a captain that year. He exactly as Rohan says, he was a captain. How was it then that way make Karan Sharma the coach of any IPL team? He's won the most trophies. Yeah, come on,
But
man,
there's
Pawan.
no logic for that.
There is,
No, no,
according
no.
to
I
you,
think
that
we
is the
should stick.
logic.
I think we should stick with Ponting because he's brought us to two to three playoffs. Come on, this is just this was very very narrow. This just came pressure from Delhi Capitals this match. We need
But
to accept
you
it. I think the captaincy should be a change. It's not you cannot blame
no
the
other way
coach
around, other way
from
around,
the team. No, no, I
other
disagree
way
because
around.
I
Pant,
think
you have to back Pant. If you have made him the captain, you back him. Now he's 24, he's an India player, and you
Yeah,
back him.
true. But Bonner is 35. Then first is 36 for RCB.
But who did
Kohli
RCB? Who did
itself.
Pawan,
RCB
Pawan,
have?
Pawan.
They
Who
couldn't
did
get a
RCB
captain
The,
in
have?
the options
listen,
itself.
listen,
They
listen.
brought in Faf du Plessis, 36 years, not even playing for South Africa anymore.
That's
And
why,
still
that's
is
why.
हाँ
still
हाँ
is
तेरा हाँ
captain.
हाँ
Pawan,
So same
you
thing can go
answered
with
it.
गया
Bond
तो बोलने
also.
दे.
No, 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 Pawan.
I'm
See, what happened was RCB earlier captain was Virat Kohli. If you have to replace someone of the stature of Virat Kohli, you need someone damn bigger than him. But that
yeah
can't
Rohan
happen.
and also
Fa-
Faf du Plessis is not
Rohan.
damn bigger than him. How
no,
can you
fa-
say that,
no, no.
Rohan?
Listen,
How
what
is Faf
happens
du
is,
Plessis higher?
I'll
No
tell
no
you.
what
Let
he's
me
saying
complete,
is
bro.
at par
Yeah,
stature at par.
if not par,
No, no, I don't
the
agree.
relation with the Faf is different because he's a foreigner and also he's
Yeah,
pretty much
exactly.
retired only, you can say. So he
Yeah,
won't
and
come
plus
ABD,
into
yes,
Rohan.
that
I agree.
clash.
If it's
That
ABD, I
clash
agree.
won't be there. That time there won't be a clash. Even if it was the
अरे
AB also,
but
there won't be a clash
forget the
because he's
clash.
already retired.
Yeah, and
RCB's
forget
situation is completely different.
and
For a
forget the
DC, as you
yeah
said, Rishabh is too young. Back him, no problem. He has done mistakes. He will learn from it
yeah.
and only get better. Changing
But
captaincy
still,
won't
if
help
you
him.
change him
अरे
captain and
but
just bring him back 2 years late, it won't make a big difference. He's still
Not
26. He
required.
can lead the team for a
Doesn't
long
matter.
अरे
time.
why would you bring him back
Pawan,
2 years later if you're changing
But
him?
don't bring
Warner
him.
he's a winning
Pawan,
captain. Varun, don't you agree? Varun as
no, no,
SRH
no.
and Krishna,
अरे
don't you
Warner
guys
is a
agree
winning
that
Pawan,
Warner
don't you
is a
captain,
think?
good
is
captain?
true.
He led
But let me
Don't you
tell
SRH to
think?
that
you,
world
but let
title.
me tell you, if you don't give Pant the captaincy now, he will leave the team. He will
He
leave the
won't
team
leave the team. Why
because
should he leave the team? Why
because
would
he
he leave
wants
the
No,
to
team?
Pawan.
captain. He wants to
The
captain over
best
this
thing will
No,
team.
no.
be
Who said that he's
Give
going
him
to
some
captain?
time.
no,
Man,
Ponting
Pawan.
Kohli was given nine
Best thing
years.
for DC will be get Warner involved in that leadership group. Ask him to help Pant to
Help
get better rather than
That
exactly
is
him being a
which
already
I
done.
captain.
think which it was this year.
No,
Rohan,
no,
I've
no.
seen
You
that
need to involve more, bro.
also. No, no,
And
I've
Pant,
seen
You
that in
can't
the
change the
field.
captain.
I've seen that in the field, Rohan, this season with Warner. I don't
yeah,
think we can blame
you were
Warner with
fielding
the
a deep mid
leadership,
wicket. Now
what
you
he's
know.
been doing with Punt. Just give Warner 1 or 2. Just even give him a season. Just see how he does.
अरे but
Punt
do you
has
want to?
Punt is just still 24. He can captain this
अरे
Delhi Capitals team for
अरे
long
बाबा
time to come. Long time to
मैं
come.
बोलবো
Just see how Warner does as captain.
একটা
Just give him a chance. When
একটা
he's in his
ভালো
prime,
ট্রাক
when
দেখে
he's
তার
in
নিচে
form
চলে
this
যায়
400 plus runs this season, highest run scorer also. Just give him a chance. Just see
तो
how he
पवन
does.
Uh,
पवन
thank
what
God.
happened to 500
अच्छा.
runs Pawan? What happened to 500?
Yeah, 500 runs. That was
500
I was
runs.
I was going to speak.
At
Okay,
least
okay,
it's the highest
don't
score.
go to that point. Shut the hell up. Do not go to that point.
Varun is like I don't want that again.
Do not go to that point again. I don't want another World War III happening in one of these lives, all
No,
right?
no,
Please
but no,
respect you.
but
Yeah,
Pawan, what I'm saying is, what even
we'll
Rohan is
consider
saying is,
400 as equal to new 500. Okay.
Ah,
400 is
see,
500.
it's just
Or
like Orange is the new black show. 400 is the new
Yes.
500. Easy. Simple,
no,
done.
no, no.
Done
But
and dusted.
Pawan, you though got the 500 prediction wrong. But I'm saying that when it comes to Delhi Capitals, okay, you are saying give Warner one season. It means you don't want to plan for Euro. You want to play Delhi for one season only. How does that make sense? Whenever
Not
you plan, you plan
one
for the future.
season, until he decides. I mean, 2 to 3 seasons, whatever time that Warner can play for IPL, give him the captaincy.
See, it
After
won't
that, when
work out.
Pant is matured,
It
Pant
won't.
can be vice captain. Pant can be in the leadership skills, but he
Yeah.
should be vice captain. That's what I'm saying. Give Warner
See,
the captaincy and let Pant learn from Warner. That's what I
it
Mm.
want to
won't.
see, because
It
Warner is a
won't.
proven
That's
captain. From the
that's the
IPL for
similar,
sure.
yeah.
Won the
That's the
IPL
It
for
similar.
won't
sure.
work out. It
We have to
won't
prove.
work
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
As
Pawan.
Rohan
That's I'm
said,
saying. That's the similar scenario with Ravindra Jadeja and MSD. Ravindra Jadeja gave it to MSD, so I think that Pant should obviously give it to Warner,
no, no.
because
See,
Warner what he
see,
did for us in
Let-
Krishna,
2016.
Krishna,
Krishna, just
MSD,
one point
Jadeja is a
there.
different thing.
Jadeja gave to MS and
MSD,
he went away. He didn't
अरे
learn.
He went away, but he'll be back into the IPL 2023. That will
अरे
happen for
अरे
sure with
MSD,
CSK.
MSD, Jadeja is a different scenario altogether. They have a different equation with them. MSD was a proven captain for
Yeah.
Chennai and all the emotion. Warner is a proven captain. He's a better captain than Pant. But if you see, as Rohan correctly mentioned, the dynamic between Faf and Virat is what? Virat is nearing the end of his career. Okay, he has
Yeah,
fulfilled his captaincy ambitions. He has not won an IPL trophy, so now he says, "Chalo, I don't have anything else to prove. So I will give it to Faf, or somebody who will assist me." And okay, Pant is starting off. He has captaincy ambitions. He's not 35, he's not 36, he's not 30, he's 24. If after taking the captaincy, okay, if right now you give it to, and it is not that Delhi has been disastrous, okay, if you give it to somebody else right now, then Pant won't be able to freely express himself. That is my opinion, and that will again add friction, and he will end up leaving the team. Because I'll tell you, if some Punjab or the other two will want a new captain and all that. Okay, if Pant is open, some of the teams might make him captain. Okay, be it Chennai or whatever. That's what I'm saying.
Le-
That it won't work out. Those two dynamics are Virat Faf and Pant Warner are completely different. Are absolutely, maybe you can say after next season or something. It is the first season DC hasn't reached the playoffs, and today Pant's captaincy, to be fair, was not that much of a fault. Maybe the review you can say, but again, review at times it happens. The catch drop it happened. Okay, his captaincy wasn't the fault. So let's get, and how many seasons has Pant been captain for? Uh, 2 seasons now or 3 seasons.
1.5, 1.5
One and
season.
a half.
Two,
Exactly.
two,
How 2 seasons, right?
two.
So how can
No,
you
no.
how
Last year, Shreyas Iyer was injured in the midway. Then Pant captain. This is Pant's first season as full captain. I
so
mean,
Pant
exactly
captaining whole
how can
season
you drop
in
Pant with one
21.
season? How can you drop Pant with
no,
one
he
season?
didn't. Oh yeah, yeah, he did captain. But Shreyas Iyer was playing no first 3 or 4 matches. Then he got
What
injured
type
and
DC fan are you? What type DC fan are you?
Bro,
no
you
Pant.
wear
अरे
CSK,
Iyer did
bro,
not play a
mother, you
single
wear
match.
CSK jersey and dance. You're not the one who's supposed to be
अरे
talking.
He's
Iyer
put a
did not play
Gujarat
a match.
Titans logo.
Exactly, what the
Because he's
hell?
supporting Gujarat Titans also now.
yeah. He is like Krishna Nair and Ritam supporting 10 teams.
That is true. Yeah. 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 But anyways, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's up to the DC management. That's what I'm saying. If they want, they can stick with Punt. Let's see how he does next season. But we are also wasting on Vaughn as well. If not, if Punt doesn't perform next season, then I think we should find someone in the mini auctions. That's what I'm saying. We need to find a captain in the mini auctions if Punt fails again. Maybe give him one more season. If he fails, then I think we need to search for a captain. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. See,
We move.
if you talk about this next year, okay, Pant has been given only 2 seasons now. I mean, come on, how can you even think of dropping Pant as a captain? It is so illogical to the core. You if you want to drop somebody, you drop
We didn't
Ricky
say to
Ponting.
drop Punt as a player in the playing 11. No,
So
we
I
said to
said
drop Punt
captain
as a
only. I
captain.
said captain only. Hear me out. I said, how can you even think of dropping Pant as a captain? It is unbelievable. With one
I
given
mean,
two
but
seasons.
still, that doesn't mean that Punt is going to leave DC. That is his pleasure.
Arey yaar, but
I don't
how?
think
Why will you?
he
Why
has
will
the
you?
same greediness as Shazar. I don't think Punt has that. I
Arey,
think
but
Punt has that
first of all,
passion for Delhi Capitals.
you can't call Suresh. Why are you calling him greedy? If he has captaincy ambitions, how is it
Arey
greedy? Wasn't okay.
Ayush.
No, no,
Yeah,
Madam,
better.
wasn't Pant greedy?
Ayush. Yeah, yeah,
How was Punt greedy?
yeah.
That was the
Pant
DC's
was greedy
management to take him captain. No,
because if
did
Pant, okay, no,
Punt
no, if
force? Did Pant force Shreyas Iyer to
Pant,
leave DC?
hello,
No, no.
hello. Let me tell you, Pant Shreyas Iyer left DC because Pant wanted to be captain. Pant said, "I."
But
Pant
that
went.
is up to the DC management. Just
So
because
isn't
Pant
that,
wants to be captain
array?
doesn't
Then
mean
isn't
that
that
they are
greedy?
not going to give. They are
Array,
not going to give
abet, tell
Shreyas
me
Iyer the
something.
captain.
Pant
Wait,
wanted.
Ayush, one thing.
Okay, okay, tell me
Array,
now.
as DC are out, why are you pointing this? It's up to the management. Let's stick to
It's up to the
tomorrow's match and
management. It's
playoffs.
up to the
No, no. I
management
just
to
want to say
decide
one thing.
whichever is the captain.
Array,
It's
but
not
the
because
thing
of
is,
Rishabh Pant. Just because Rishabh
hello.
Pant wanted
Let
the
me,
captaincy
let
for
me.
DC, the DC management wanted Rishabh Pant as captain. That's not. We
But
cannot
no, no.
discredit that
Both of them.
Shreyas Iyer
No,
didn't
that is
want.
not true. That is both of them wanted captaincy. The DC management, that decision happened after the Australia series where Rishabh Pant had become a hero and all that. So, but remember, greed comes from wants. It is not from decisions. The management of the decision of the management.
I
So
don't
both
think
of them
Rishabh
wanted.
Pant would have left DC. I don't think, even though he didn't,
But
if he
the thing,
wasn't even captain, I don't think he'll
but
leave.
the
He has
bro,
that passion.
listen.
He stayed in this franchise for 6 years. Why would he
So if
leave?
somebody
Why would
somebody
he
has so
leave this
much passion,
franchise?
somebody has so much passion, why are you dropping him as a captain? You only
Captain,
said
there's a
yes, but
reason for that. There's a reason for that. We didn't tell him to be dropped
only
after
after one
11.
bad season.
We
After one
told
bad
we
season.
told give Warner season or two, then give Rishabh Pant back the captaincy. If Warner delivers, then it's good also for Delhi if they win the IPL perhaps.
Only one
Who
one
knows?
bad
Who
season and
knows
he's
if
gone.
Warner can deliver that IPL title for Delhi? If
So
Faf can do it at 36, he's in the playoff. Who knows if he wins it for RCB
so
this season? MSD did it at 40 years. David Warner has already won
so
IPL
yeah.
title with
So
Sunrisers. He won it
one
with a team that was very underrated. That SRH team, they had all youngsters in that team. David
eh,
Vaughan had to mold those players. It's not they didn't have a strengthened squad that season. Varun Krishna, you have to agree. SRH didn't have a strong squad that season. Warner
they
had
didn't have a bad squad also. What I'm saying is that you will say you'll drop Pant on one season. One season you'll drop Pant. That also you'll
not
finish
one
fifth, not
season,
ninth.
2 to 3 seasons until David Vaughan
What?
is in this franchise, Delhi Capitals
Arey,
franchise. I'm telling he should be captain. That's it.
how is
That's
three
game
seasons? He has
game
captained
over.
for 2 seasons. How will he? How will you judge him for? He has captained 2 seasons.
He is
One
a
you
proven
reached.
captain. He's a proven captain. He's won IPL title. What do we have to question about David Warner?
I mean, so you
What do
have
we have to question
don't
about
you?
David Warner?
Then you play Dhoni till 50. That way, everybody is a proven captain. You have to make captains also, right? You have to make captains also.
Man,
Rishabh
let's
Pant.
stick to tomorrow's match. It's alive. Everyone is watching.
Acha, okay, okay.
Hmm.
Tomorrow's match, the most interesting match of the IPL, I must say. Very, very interesting. But
Hmm.
I want to see Varun to slept off. I
Yeah.
want to
Wake up.
see. I don't know. I want to see Tripathi. See, tomorrow I don't want to support anybody. I just want to see some
Array,
cricket.
again, Ayush again started like with Pant and now Tripathi. What Tripathi did wrong? Ayush,
No, no.
Tripathi is a
No,
consistent
no.
player, na?
I'm saying I want Tripathi to score again. I want to see
Oh
There's a
yeah,
Tripathi.
good
yeah.
chance the
Yeah, yeah. I'm not
tomorrow
blaming
the
Tripathi.
Indian T20 squad for South Africa series will be picked. So
Yeah,
someone like
yeah,
a Rahul
yeah,
Tripathi
yeah.
is in the
I'm
reckoning.
telling you, if today Sanju Samson yesterday had won the match na for RR, he would have. So because in the selectors there's always a recency effect. Okay, let's face it. There's always a recency effect. So if tomorrow if Tripathi scores, big, I want these people to score. For Punjab, I want Mayank to score because I really like that guy. He's a lovely guy, Mayank Agarwal. I really want him to score. Yeah, what else? Tomorrow there's nothing to look forward to. I mean, Umran Malik again will be excited to watch him bowl. That's all. Tomorrow
Yeah,
if Punjab
last match against Punjab, Umran Malik took 4 wickets and Bhuvi 3 wickets.
and
And
tomorrow
I
if
feel that
Punjab wants to try out Raj
yeah, I
Baba,
feel that tomorrow old team Markram and Puran will fire against PBKs.
yeah, man. I do hope, man, because I want to see a good cricket match tomorrow. Like I don't know, depends on whether I see the match or not. But if it is interesting, then I don't know. I want Livingston, all these guns too. What else is left in this? I mean, you might try out new guys. Punjab might bring in a Raj Baba. Okay. But the problem with Punjab is the funny problem with Punjab is all their players are in form. All of them play well and still they are losing. So that is the funny problem
Yeah.
with Punjab. Other teams you can pinpoint CSK their bowling is a concern. Mumbai team their bowling major concern.
Yeah,
SRH or
this problem. Yeah, the problem is that Punjab all 11 players are in form. The problem is the similarity between SRH and Punjab Kings, where both the captains did the changes at last moment by bringing Bairstow at opening
Yeah.
and Kane Williamson came at last moment. So I think
So
that's the
Mayank,
problem where both the
I
team
feel
messed up.
I feel Mayank still changed at the right time because you also had to
Hmm.
back Mayank for a while. But yeah, Kane. So, but tomorrow, Krishna, who is captaining? Is it Bhuvaneshwar? Is
Yeah,
it
it's been
Yeah,
announced.
Bhuvan?
obviously,
Bhuvi is
obviously,
captain.
yeah, yeah, obviously Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. And for future, for next time, I think that I always prefer as Indian captain some Madhur or Rithams as they said that Nicholas Puran. But I don't agree with that because Indian captains are always great. I
Yeah.
prefer. So I think
In
that
Boom.
either a Bhuvaneshwar Kumar or else you can say Abhishek Sharma because he was also the captain of Punjab in domestic. So I think that Abhishek Sharma can also be given some
But
chances. Yeah, he's
Krishna,
young.
Abhishek Sharma isn't it a bit too early? I mean, it is just
Abhishek, I
Yeah, a
don't
bit
think
too early.
has any captaincy experience here. The only guy I see as an alternate apart from Bhuvi is a Priyam Garg, who was captain in
but
India under 19.
Priyam also has come in
I know
only
he's
in the
too young;
last
it won't
match.
happen. But I'm saying as a candidate for the future.
Yeah, like they should be building. I mean, if you look at the current teams, okay, CSK has a clear future captain. Okay, mm,
Who is it?
KKR.
Gaikwad?
Really?
Really, CSK has Gaikwad as captain. Beautiful.
So what beautiful? What is wrong with that? He captains Maharashtra.
Yeah, now they gave Jaddu the captain again. MS Dhoni is given captain. Then until
अरे
43,
तो
44
did
he
Ruturaj
did
go.
Jaddu
Gaikwad, see, Ruturaj Gaikwad is still young. He can go until 35, 30, 60 CSK. He's like a future investment, so he still has time. And
yeah
as you
did
said, he's
Jaddu
captaining Maharashtra now. So
yeah
if he goes on like that, he'll gain the experience about
yeah
captaining his
why not
domestic side. Easily, there you go. You have your future
why not
captain option. If Dhoni retires, you either have Moeen Ali or Ravindra Jadeja to just get on back in the captaincy role. And then,
I don't think
Maybe
Jadeja
Moeen
will
Ali
come
could be a
back.
good
they
option.
don't captain, and
Maybe
then
Moeen Ali
Gaikwad
could
can
be a
come.
good option.
अच्छा
Yeah, yeah,
what if there
definitely.
is
I
a
think Gaikwad definitely is a future option. I'm not saying that, but I think not right now. That's what I'm saying. Maybe in another 3 or 4 years, yeah, then definitely Gaikwad will come into question. But right now, for maybe 2 to 3, I think, yeah, I think Moeen Ali could be a good option because I think he captained
but
well for
again
Birmingham Phoenix also in the hundreds. So I think over there he's done well. He's been in the CSK franchise for some time. So
That's the
just
only
for
problem, Pavan.
the
Just
only
to
problem is
say,
overseas.
the overseas, and secondly, that this IPL will coincide with the English season. Generally, it starts in around that April May. So there's a good
No
chance if
but
CSK make him a
but
captain, he won't be
Rohan
available for
I
the
think it
few
is
matches.
Rohan, it is majorly test matches, and Ali doesn't retire from tests, so that
yeah,
should be
that's
a
the
No, no,
thing.
problem.
no. Test matches, no. The county season starts. He does play for Worcestershire.
No,
No,
but
but
I
again
think
with
he still sacrifices no county cricket for IPL. That's
I'm
this season
saying
also the
you
county
never
cricket
know
has.
with these guys, man.
No,
What
I
they'll
still
no
prefer
think,
at
but
that point of
he's
time.
retired
I'm
from Test cricket. Why would he go for county when he's retired from Test at this moment right now? That's the thing,
That's
Rohan.
no, but the
that's true, but
only
risk.
problem is that that making the overseas captain and Moin. I don't know. I'm in favor of a young Indian captain. I have two options for CSK. It is Gaikwad or Deepak Chahar, because Deepak Chahar has been a captain for Rajasthan also in Ranji, and Rohan will know better. He has done some wonderful things with Rajasthan. So,
But
but
the
anyways,
only
tomorrow's
problem I'll
match,
see is he's a bowler. He is a bit injury prone. CSK may not take
Madhur
such
wants to
a
say
risk with.
something. Madhur,
Madhur
Who's
bhai, bolo bhai.
watching?
Question for Varun and Krishna. Can Gillian Flip got chance tomorrow?
No,
yeah,
no,
Glenn Phillips.
Ken Williamson
No,
misses,
he
na?
said he said can Glenn Phillips
He's
get a
out.
chance
He's
tomorrow?
out.
So
He's out.
Kane Williamson is out for the last match due to his new ball.
Glenn Flip.
He went
Glenn
back to New
Flip.
Zealand.
He said
Glenn
Glenn
Phillips,
Phillips.
yeah, he'll come in. He will come in. We need the batsman, so he'll come in for sure.
Hmm.
And
Tomorrow
any
is gonna
change
be
in
fun.
Punjab squad
Hmm.
like Ishan Porel
Yeah. So my
came at
question was gonna be, if this World War III conversation ends, my question was gonna be, are we gonna see any new talent coming in, which any new team hasn't tried to, just to just show off what the IPL is gonna be like. So any new talent for you guys?
I think as Madhur said,
Mexicans.
Ishan
Porel.
Porel is a good option.
Yeah, another Bengal guy
Ritik
like
Chatterjee.
what Shahbaz Ahmed for
Ritik
RCB
Chatterjee. Ritik
performed
Chatterjee.
brilliantly.
But
So I think that
Ritik.
many are unfamiliar to Ritik Chatterjee because I know him in
yes,
domestic. Brilliant player, brilliant all rounder and off spinner. So I think that Ritik Chatterjee or else Ishan Pural, both Bengal guys. So I think can be either of anyone can be given some
but
chances.
Ishan did play a couple of games last season, right? He
I think
wasn't
so.
Yeah, yeah.
so impressive. He
Yes, he
got
did.
hit a bit, but Ritik Chatterjee, as you said, good off spinner, smart bowler in general, and has a very good finisher role for Bengal. I think that reached the quarterfinals. I think this season he was very instrumental in that.
Hmm?
Yeah.
So I think he's kind of like the Rishi Dhawan kind of character. Then you could take him into that kind of consideration. Because
Yeah,
first of all, for
bit younger.
Punjab, he's playing in lower order, right? Rishi Dhawan.
Mm,
He's playing in like
mm,
7, 8, so maybe that kind of
yeah,
positions for him as well.
They should
yeah,
stick
yeah.
with Harpreet
Yeah.
Bra though. Even for next season, I think Punjab should stick with Bra and also with I think Rahul Chaha and Harpreet Bra is a very good combination, and I think they should stick with him even for next season. I would feel
What about
with those
Kumble as
confidence.
coach? What about Kumble as coach? I think he should be sacked.
Who?
Kumble. Kumble as coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Kumble hasn't paid off the team well enough. What, he's been
But
there for
yeah,
like 4, 5
the
years.
main problem is with the management of Punjab. Whoever
Yeah, you
comes,
cannot blame the
their
coach much.
You
It's
can't blame
all
the coach much. What do you mean?
no, no, no. I mean, coach is also involved, but mainly it's the management. PBK's management. There is something over there. It's some sort of mystery going on with this PBK's. For last thing about last since 2014, I don't know for
Mhm.
some reason. I don't know. This management is sort of involved with certain decisions, and it's sad to see. But yeah, Kumble does take responsibility for that as well. Just making the management also get involved, but I feel management also is part of these selection decisions as well at times.
I think they have too much options. They don't know what is the best option for them.
Yeah.
Hmm. True, true. I agree. And with this squad, they should have gone the playoffs, no doubt. Even I
No,
mean,
I
Yeah.
mean,
even
as I
remember,
said,
Yeah.
I asked this question to Rohan. Do they have the balance between attacking role and defensive role?
They don't.
Rohan
They
said
just
no.
go for it.
That's it. That's it.
but
As you
they have
said,
they
they,
have
they may
somebody
score
like a Shikhar
200 or
Dhawan.
they get bundled out for 100.
That's it.
There's no
They
consistency,
have
man.
somebody like a
That's
Shikhar
it.
Dhawan though. They have somebody like a Shikhar Dhawan though, and a Mayank Agarwal. So I don't know. To this season, Rohan, I don't know if you'll agree. I thought that Shikhar Dhawan was going for it a bit too hard and not playing his natural game this season. I felt that in a couple of matches that he was going for it. He was being over aggressive.
Problem is, Ayush,
What he
all these guys are also looking at Team India berth, and to get into that team, you need to be a little more aggressive because the modern day cricket demands that. So I'm pretty sure someone like Shikhar is trying to improve his strike rate, which has been a kind of criticism over the years. I think he's trying to improve his game, so
but
that
last two
game
seasons
has
also
gone
his
down a
strike
little
rate
bit.
was last 2 seasons his strike rate was good and he played normal cricket. This season he played okay, but he I felt he was trying to force things a bit much. I felt.
Yeah, I think if you remember last 2 3 seasons, he was at Delhi and Prithvi used to take care of the strike rate or the power
No,
play,
but
run
see,
rate, everything.
he has Mayank, Bairstow, and Livingston.
He
So
here Mayank didn't contribute in the first half at all, so the onus was him to take the innings a bit deep, you can say. So that's why the strike rate suffered. Only when Bairstow came in, you can see a little bit more opening up, you can say.
Yeah, and Varun, talking about another changes which you are saying about Punjab, I think that Brar should be dropped tomorrow, and I think that either you bring Sandeep Sharma. Yeah, Sandeep Sharma is a brilliant power play bowler, but not a wicket taking option. I think that Vaibhav Arora should again be given some chances because Vaibhav Arora, yeah, he got conceded lot of runs, but obviously big wickets. Like CSK, what we saw, Moeen Ali dismissal, Robin Uthappa. And another change is I think that since PBK's is official is already out, so I think that you can try with Benny Howell because we saw his performance in the domestic at hundreds also, and many tournaments, many leagues I saw. Benny Howell is a good all rounder, so I think that you can drop Bhanuka Rajapaksha
so how
Bhanuka and
you
Livingston
yeah
sort of similar type of players. Both are hit
how
and miss player. So I think
I
that
think
Livingstone is there, na. So I think that Bhanuka should be dropped because yeah, Bhanuka at first phases he played brilliantly, but I think the last two matches he was getting out at
Then
below 10 runs. So I think that
then
I
who's the
also
overseas
Howell
I
player
should
also
be
bringing?
I also
Who's the
say
overseas player bringing then?
I
Benny
say
Howell, it seems.
bring in Odin Smith for
Benny
the
Howell.
last
I am
time.
saying.
I'll say bring in Odin Smith for the last time. I just want to see him once
I think bring
before
in
the IPL
Nathan
finish.
Ellis for me. Nathan Ellis didn't do bad for one match to be dropped.
But in
That
place of
Delhi
Rabada, in
But
place of
but
Rabada,
Nathan, but Pawan, I mean, I'm saying about dropping Bhanuka Rajapaksha. So you need either batsman or else all rounder. Nathan Ellis is a proper bowler.
True. You're saying a
Hey,
true
correct me
fact.
if I'm wrong. Isn't there
You
that
can't,
young
you
little
can't,
Ansh
yeah,
Patel
you
in
can't drop.
PBKs?
what
Yeah,
Rohan?
what Rohan?
Ansh Patel, he is from
Yeah,
Punjab, right?
Ansh,
yeah.
yeah,
He's
Oh
very
yeah,
exciting spinner. I think someone they can try for the future.
I mean, as I said before, it's a nothing game. It's nothing to lose for Punjab and
Yeah, try everyone, man.
Sunrisers. So it's time to expose the talents. You have a lot of
What
players
about
sitting on the
SRH?
bench as well.
SRH. What about SRH? Any new talents there? Maybe
There
play
are.
Abdul Samad for the last match.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
Ravi
to,
Kumar
I want
Samad.
to see Abdul Samad. That's for sure. And
Yeah, man, he's been
maybe
retained, has been benched for after
uh,
first two matches.
that's
Please
it.
play him.
I think drop Nattu and bring in Karthik Tyagi.
See, I want to.
Mm,
I want to drop Natarajan and get in Karthik Tyagi. That's one change.
mm.
Who was our finisher? Okay, so now who Kane Williamson's out, Glenn Phillips is in automatically. How can we fit in Abdul Samad? Was Shashank in last game? I think he was a Shashank out, Abdul Samad in.
No,
That's the
but
third change.
the thing is, Priyam Garg came in for Shashank, so you can't drop
He
the.
came in for
yeah, yeah.
Shashank.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
so what was it? Priyam Garg, Gabi,
I don't think they'll drop
Markram
him, no?
Tripathi, Puran
No,
K. Oh shoot! I mean,
no, I
I would
don't see
like to
Samad
see
fit
Glenn
in there.
Sunrisers.
Phillips.
Yeah, I would like to see Sunrisers try with at least two spinners this time, Suchit and Sundar, at least for this one game.
Mm.
Maybe
You
Mm.
maybe
see,
you
I'm
can
saying
rest.
I'm saying
Maybe you
Karthik
can.
Tyagi in for Natarajan, but get in Suchit for Natarajan. Maybe that would be good. I want to say two spinners at least. It's the 14th game.
I
We
There
think
is
need
I want
at
Shreyas,
to
least
right?
two
see.
spinners.
The leggy,
I want to see
Gopal,
Romario Shepherd also. Romario
Gopal,
Shepherd.
huh?
Romario Shepherd.
Shepherd.
So Glenn Phillips, Markram, Puran, and then him. So who? Oh my God, I'm forgetting my own team. Who did we play? Faruqi. Oh, we played Faruqi.
Faruqi.
Yeah.
There you go. So,
First
Krishna, would you like Shepherd in for Faruqi or I
He's the
think you're
one.
Faruqi, right, sir?
Faruqi is
no,
Krishna.
no, no.
Faruqi is Faruqi.
Fazalak Faruqi, I'm really impressed with his bowling. So I think he conceded lesser number of runs. If you can remember, then the match against RCB, Dinesh Karthik, where Tripathi missed the catch.
mm,
There was a chance that Fazalak Faruqi could get a wicket. So I think that Faruqi, I shouldn't drop him. So Fazalak Faruqi obviously in playing 11. And I think in place of Kane Williamson, either of Glenn Phillips or else I can say Sean Abbott because Sean Abbott, brilliant domestic Big Bash season. He was also a match finisher, saves lot of matches for Sydney Sixer with Ben Warshash. I followed Big Bash. So obviously he is also a good batting bowling all rounder, but obviously can bat also. So I think that Sean Abbott. And if you can say Romario Shepherd, yeah, Romario Shepherd is a batting all rounder. Romario Shepherd, if shouldn't be given some ball because the first phases we tried Romario Shepherd got plenty of runs, conceded plenty of runs. So I think that Sean Abbott is a consistent guy for me.
Okay. So, what are your views on this, Ayush? You usually comment on these, right? What's your comment on this? Sean Abbott. Okay, well, he's not there. So, first
speechless.
of all, I think we'll just wrap this up now
Yeah,
after
man.
that huge conversation. I think we just zoned out for a lot period of time. So, let's just go to the endings here. Who do you think is gonna be the star of the game for Punjab and for the Sunrisers? It can be bowling, batting, anything. What about you, Rohan?
Rahul Tripathi for SRH.
Yeah.
And I think for Punjab, I feel it's. I feel. I don't know. I feel Mayank will perform. I feel
Okay.
on last time he will.
What about you, Rohan?
I feel Shikhar is due, but for Sunrisers, I'll always back Umran Malik.
What about you, Krishna?
Yeah, for Punjab, it's obviously his extreme fire. I think Johnny Bairstow, and for Sunrise Hyderabad, for me it's Eden Markram.
Okay, and just to finish things up, who's gonna be your winners? Krishna,
Obviously, SRH.
Rohan,
I feel Punjab.
Ayush.
Sorry,
Who's gonna be your winner of the game?
Sunrisers Kings.
Huh?
So first super. So you're saying it's the first super over IPL. Nice.
No, I'm saying okay Punjab. I said Punjab. Chalo.
Punjab. All right. So I'm not gonna say anything. So we have one for Sunrisers, two for the Punjab Kings, the men in pink and the red. So I think let's just conclude this. Let's put this to an end. Thank you guys for joining us. And as a
Thank you
new
and good
host, I
night.
feel delighted to host this show in the Sports Breakdown. I'll see you guys later. And until then, peace out. Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.